how to hit chest without a bench or a spot. That's the scenario I faced 2 years ago. And to get around this problem, I put together this. It's an Olympic style ring system made of a pull-up bar, some tie-down straps, and a PVC pipe. Using this admittedly kind of jerry-rigged system, I can do a standing upright declined bench press. And if that sounds impossible, let me explain. You see, everyone's chest, including mine and yours, doesn't really know what a declined bench press is. Because to our body, a bench press is nothing more than our chest generating a push arrow directed upwards, countering a force arrow from a weight pointing downwards. So that it doesn't fall like that and you go, oh! So that you're nice and stationary, so it stays up here, and so that you can actually do this motion. By simply rotating the entire diagram so that it's upright, it transforms from that declined bench press position into a dip position, flipping the force and push arrow, because now your body is the force and it is going in front of you. And although you are pushing in front of you, that push is ultimately being directed behind you. To do the decline dip press, which is what I'm going to be calling this style of a dip, because it is just that rotated decline bench press, except it is a dip. It sounds a little bit weird, but just like stick with me, because making words is not my forte. My forte is exercising, not creative names. Like, don't hire me for Game of Thrones. I would make terrible character names. To do the decline dip press, first I start by grabbing the handle, and then I sort of fall forward so that the handle catches me, putting me into that upright position we saw earlier. Now when you do so, it's really important to keep your chest upright so it isn't facing down. If it's doing that, you're doing this all wrong, because now you're doing this kind of like janky, it's like you're trying to swim but you're in air, and no, like, don't do that. Once you have your chest in place, then I go ahead and I make sure that my shoulders are nice and locked backwards. By getting both my chest and my shoulders locked in position, it provides a nice stable platform for me to base all of my motions in the upcoming steps upon. Because I don't have a bench press to work off of. I have nothing behind me, and so I have to build it with my muscle. I have to build a physical wall of muscle. Otherwise, when you push, if you try to push, what happens is going to look something like this if you don't have a wall of muscle built. You'll go down and you'll fall, and it'll be like you're trying to be Spider-Man climbing a wall, and it's all awful and terrible, and just like, don't be that person. So that happened. Anyways, like I was saying, once you get everything nice and secure in position, I slowly lower my chest towards my hand, making sure that my forearm stays within this imaginary line. Imagine that your forearms are making these kind of roads for your chest to descend in towards. And like roads, your forearms shouldn't be like this. This would be a terrible road design. The really important part about this is as you're going down, you want to stop at this 90-degree angle with your forearm to your arm. I don't go all the way down to the point where my hand could, touch my chest. I'm stopping right there, and then I am pushing, and I'm pushing from my elbow. See, when you use your elbow, you can keep your forearm in that nice line. But if you're trying to push with your hand, if you're trying to think your hand forward, then I find that it's really easy to lose control over where this hand is, because you're only trying to get it forward, and so forward can involve any of these directions, whereas your elbow is much more rigid. Your elbows are locked into position. They're locked into your shoulder, so as you push with your elbow, you can keep your forearms in those nice parallel lines to each other, ensuring that you hit your chest properly and that you don't split, just splay out like a terrible guy in a sitcom who doesn't know how to do an exercise, and they want to show he doesn't, and so he gets onto a dip machine and goes, and there's like close-up camera shots of him. You know what I mean? Two things worth mentioning. The first, this will likely humble you, because it's not like your standard decline bench press or even your standard dip. Because these aren't attached to each other, which might seem like a trivial and kind of insignificant feature, but this is why that matters. When I'm gripping this, if my hands are moving in opposing directions, so like this or like that, the net result of that motion when you're gripping something is going to be pushing it forward, just because of physics and complicated things that are far past the scope of a 4.5 minute video. Point is, if you're holding something solid, inevitably, if you're moving in any direction that's opposing each other, they're going to cancel and you're going to assist yourself lifting. You can make this exercise harder or easier depending on where your hands are placed. So if my hands are way out here, this is much easier to do. It's a much, much easier exercise than if my hands are here, very close to the bar. So if they are not far away from this door frame, right next to it. I hope this video helped you guys figure out how to hit chest, even if you don't have access to that bench press or to a spotter, that you just need a pull-up bar, some tie-down straps, and PVC pipe, and the willingness to make a complete fool of yourself for like a month as you learn this. But once you get it down, then it becomes an incredibly convenient tool in your arsenal to building a bigger and stronger chest. Anyways, that's all I have for you now. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share this with all your friends. It really does help me a lot, and it's amazing. Ringo, what? Like, comment, and subscribe for my dog, this guy. Yeah, this guy right here, for real OG, okay? Anyways, that's all I have for you now. Thanks for watching and have a good